What is the origin story of the Pontiac Firebird? Well, stay right there because you are about to learn just that. The Firebird is one of my favorite muscle cars of all time. Although I recently did a poll on the community tab of this channel and it appears that the fan favorite is the Mustang. So stay tuned to the channel because I will do a couple videos coming up on just that car. The year was 1965, and chief engineer of the Pontiac division and general manager John DeLorean was aggressively lobbying senior management at General Motors to approve a two-seat sports car called the Banshee. The two-seater never did get the green light, but ultimately GM car and truck boss Ed Cole offered DeLorean a compromise, a Pontiac version of the F-body Chevrolet Camaro. And at this time, the Camaro was scheduled for a fall of 1966 introduction. Early prototypes of the Pontiac Pony car wore the Banshee name and some others, but in the end, the name Firebird would be selected after a series of GM turbine dream cars a decade earlier. Reportedly, the F-body Pontiac didn't get the official go-ahead until May 1966 when the Camaro was effectively completed. Pontiac styling chief Jack Humbert had the job of crafting a Pontiac visual identity for the Camaro clone. This was accomplished in little time and with surprisingly few unique components: hood, front and rear bumpers, rear body panel, tail lamps, and a few miscellaneous interior trims. An additional flourish was 6 simulated louvers that were stamped into each of the Camaro's rear quarter panels. At 188.8 inches, the Firebird was 4 inches longer than the Camaro, mainly due to the combined grille and bumper up front, which previewed the look of the 68 Tempest and GTO full-size cars. At the rear, the Pontiac Firebird sported a stepped bumper and a more expensive lamp panel with a concealed fuel filler and lens with a 67 GTO flavor. DeLorean's Pontiac engineering staff developed their own chassis calibrations for the F-body, including new springs, dampers, and trailing link for the monoleaf rear suspension to limit spring windup. V8 and Sprint Firebirds were equipped with single link on the passenger side, while the stick-shift V8s received a complete pair. In mid-67, a similar setup was adopted for the Camaro. In December of 66, automotive writers were granted a preview of the Firebird at the GM Milford Proving Grounds, with the information being embargoed until January. Overall, the media reports were glowing. The official public introduction came on February 23, 1967, nearly 5 months after the Camaro's launch. The delay can be attributed to the late start, but in his memoir, On a Clear Day You Can See General Motors, DeLorean wrote it off as the usual deference given to Chevrolet as GM's largest division. Later, DeLorean would actually become Chevrolet's general manager himself. And if you're a GM fan, or if even just an automotive fan in general, I would recommend this book to anyone because it actually is a really good read, and I have read it myself. Pontiac took the unusual approach to the rollout, offering the Firebird in 5 distinct models, and they were billed in print ads as a Magnificent 5. They are the Firebird base model, the Sprint, the Firebird 326, Firebird HO, which stood for High Output, and the Firebird 400, which offered a 400 cubic inch V8, the same offered in the GTO, but detuned slightly with a throttle stop from 335 to 325 horsepower to comply with GM's limit on the horsepower per weight ratio. An optional Ram Air package was actually also offered, but reportedly only 65 were produced. Despite the extremely short production schedule, Pontiac sold 82,560 Firebirds in the 67 model year, more than respectable in comparison to the 221,000 Camaros in a full year by a much larger Chevrolet division. As DeLorean predicted, nearly 78% of the Firebirds were V8s. Despite the obvious Camaro origins, the pony car was a perfect fit for GM's youth and performance brand and with its own distinctive identity. The Firebird remained in production through 2002.
Don't forget to like the video before you leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of any upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.